The Bruins visit Pac-10 rival Oregon State tonight. The campus of Oregon State University in Corvallis, home to some of the most knowledgeable gymnastics fans in all the land. And they get a treat tonight as the host Beavers, ranked number 21 in the country, take on the defending national champion and #1 ranked Bruins of UCLA. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Pac-10 Gymnastics. I'm Bob McCamion, along with Judy Corwin, and it's always a treat to see UCLA. It's hard to believe the Bruins could get any better after last year's national championship run. They had a Fab 5 freshman last year. Valerie Kondos went out and got 5 more from the Olympic teams of the U.S. and Canada. This team is unbelievable this year.
Oh, they are loaded, and they're awestruck. Several Olympians on this team, several world champions, and we're going to see a show tonight.
And the anchor of this UCLA team is not an Olympian, is not a world champion, but she's outstanding in her consistency. Moba Hardwaj, the only senior on this team, perfect on the floor this year.
She's had 3 10s on floor this year, and we'll see some great tumbling from her.
Oregon State a bit star-crossed in this 2001 season. 2 regulars lost for the year with injuries, a lot of falls, uncharacteristic for the Beavers. And yet when the Beavers have hit, they put up some great numbers. They've got some senior leadership. Katrina Severin from Eugene, she never falls off the beam.
No, Kat came back in great shape. She's ranked 3rd on vault, and she's got a determined spirit on the beam.
Severin leading the Beavers in both the beam and the vault this season. So the Bruins and Beavers set to go. They'll hook up again in the Pac-10 championships and the West Regionals. Talk about those UCLA freshmen. Jamie Dancher, part of the Olympic team. Now she's a Bruin, and she already has 4 perfect 10s on bars and floor this season. Away from our first event, Oregon State and UCLA from Gill Coliseum in Corvallis. Well, we're about at the midway point of the collegiate gymnastics season, and the rankings ever more interesting every week. UCLA, of course, #1. Why not? They put up great numbers all season long, but the jockeying is really going on right now for that regional qualifying score.
Well, now, these rankings aren't by vote. This is by how they've performed so far this season, and you can always count on during the second part of the season as they head into championships for the scores to get even better.
And again, we talked about the Beavers having to take falls, sitting 21st right now. That has a lot to do with those falls. They start hitting routines. They will shoot up in the rankings before the Pac-10s and the regionals. UCLA, we talked about their tremendous recruiting class. Valerie Kondos, of course, one of those unique coaches who never competed in gymnastics, and yet she has been able to assemble a tremendous recruiting class, perhaps the best in the history of this sport.
I'm proud of that because it wasn't like I sought out to do this. Like I said, it kind of all fell into place. And when I go out recruiting, I just tend to really enjoy the recruiting process and getting to know the athletes. So when I met Jamie Dancher for the first time, it wasn't so much I wanted her because of the numbers she would put up or because of the people she would draw to Poly, even though I knew that was the part of my job. I wanted her on the team because I really just fell in love with Jamie Dancher.
So, Judy, how does she do this? How does she keep getting all the great athletes in the U.S.?
Well, a little bit of luck. It's great to perform in Poly, and Valerie does a great job at molding that team together.
Well, let's take a look at tonight's order of events. It is the traditional dual meet format. That means the home team, Oregon State, will start off on the vault and then go through uneven bars, balance beam, and floor exercise. And, of course, UCLA will alternate on each of the 4 rotations. It is time to compete. #1, number 21, 7 All-Americans on the floor tonight, including Laura Degenhardt. She's the last Beaver to score a perfect 10. Did it on the floor at the Pac-10s right here in 1999. Up and get ready to compete at Gill Coliseum. UCLA and Oregon State set to go. 2 teams that see each other up to 3 times a year. Put up some big numbers in the Pac-10s and the regionals a year ago. Both these teams score very well against one another.
Well, they really even like each other. Both teams represented the Pac-10 at the national championships. They've rooted for each other, and it's an opportunity for them to score well together.
Tanya Chaplin in her 4th season at Oregon State. Next to her, her husband and assistant coach Michael. Between them, 8 All-America performances while they were both UCLA gymnasts.
And Tanya and Valerie have a great relationship together. Valerie was the assistant coach when she competed.
Tanya's had to deal with a lot of injuries this year, but the Beavers have responded well.
All of our athletes look at it and we grieve over it, but then we have to move forward, you know. This team is still capable of a lot of things, and now the focus is on the individuals that are healthy, and Tanya and Jared are doing a very good job with helping us keep the ones that are moving forward to move forward, you know. They're in the gym supporting them, and we just focus, like I said, on what these athletes can do, and they're ready for the challenge. They're fighters.
Now, the Beavers have had to deal with those injuries since the very first weekend, and again, Tanya Riccioli and Jared Lopez both lost for the season. So we're set to go with the first rotation between Oregon State and UCLA. The Beavers, as the home team, will start on the vault, and this is a very good rotation. The Beavers may be as good as they've ever been at the vault, ranked 16th in the nation as a team. UCLA will go on the beam with an outstanding lineup. The Bruins set the school record to open the season at the Maui Invitational. That's a nice place to start your season, in Maui. Here's Valerie Kondos, UCLA head coach, her 11th season. She has 2 national championships already under her belt, and I would say, Judy, odds-on favorite to win another one this year?
Oh, I think Valerie has done an exceptional job of pulling together a great team.
Here we go, starting off for Oregon State on the vault. Freshman Elaine Yoder from Wilson High in Portland. Seen a lot of action in the lineup because of those injuries. In fact, going into the season, you probably would not have expected to see her at all in a meet like this, but she had to replace Riccioli first and then Lopez, so she'll be in 3 events tonight.
She's had to fill in, and she's done well as a freshman. Her vault, a handspring, front somersault in the tuck position. It's rated at a 9.8. She falls back on that vault. She's short on the rotation, and that'll be a disappointing opening score.
A little bit of a sit-down for Yoder. Get another look at this. Her first vault of the evening. Remember, the gymnasts only get 1 vault this year, a big change in collegiate scoring.
She just tucks too soon and never opens up, falls back, takes a 5/10 fall, and scores a 9.125, a disappointing opener for the first individual.
Starting off on the uneven bars now for UCLA, Onnie Willis, Northwest favorite from Tacoma, Puget Sound Gymnastics.
Onnie has a great routine. She's very powerful on this event. You can see that uprise into giant circles, a front giant, back giant. Beautiful Tkachev, that's her release move. There's a second release move, so she's fulfilled that obligation in her routine. Now she just needs to set up to dismount, getting her swing going, good rotation. Nice dismount, a double front somersault with a half twist. Very difficult dismount. It's an E skill, so she gets extra bonus for that.
A lot of family and friends here to watch today, and Onnie's going to be in. She's going to be all arounding in this meet. The Bruins have so much depth; they have to take turns all arounding in the different meets. Let's take a look again at Onnie Willis.
Here's her dismount. Watch, she does 2 front somersaults, a half twist, little step on landing, but an awesome dismount. Great start for Onnie Willis.
And the first number of the night, a 9.85. Not her season best, but a good beginning for UCLA. Back to the vault runway. Soni Meduna, junior for Oregon State. Out of Dynamo Gymnastics in the Midwest. She's a Nebraska native.
Soni is doing a handspring front tuck. Same vault that Elaine Yoder did. She, too, has a little difficulty with that tuck somersault, tucking too early. Her landing is low. She has to take a step back. This vault is valued at a 9.8.
And we'll have Soni's number for you in a moment. Back to the uneven bars. Kristin Parker, part of the UCLA championship team a year ago. Second team All-American in the all-around.
She mounted with a straddle mount. She's doing her giant circles. Great Tkachev. You saw how high she was going over the bar. Her first release move. There's her second release move. A Jaeger pike somersault. E skill. Now all she has to do is dismount. She's got good extension. Her legs are together. Her toes pointed. Nice dismount, the same dismount that Onnie Willis did, but she didn't twist it, and she stumbled forward. She just over-rotated a little and stumbled forward. That'll cost her a couple of tenths.